And good morning. We are live.
Good
Happy
morning.
Thursday there, Donna.
Happy to be back.
So glad to have you back, and I'm so glad you're starting to feel better and not quite as under the weather because we definitely missed you.
Thank you.
Well, we are knee-deep in Chapter 2, and it's almost done. I love that this book is very simple and very short, very straight to the point. It makes it so much easier going through it, and I know, I've definitely gotten a lot out of it, even just the little bits that we've gone through so far, so I'm looking forward to diving even deeper into it.
Oh, I have too. I've loved it.
We will start off this morning. We are in Chapter 2, and this part of the chapter, the first section that we are taking on today is opening the doors of your personal prison. I've learned to seek wisdom from people from all walks of life, including men, women, in the prison system. Many people look at prisoners as failures. The reality is that they failed to do right and were caught. But the fact that they are incarcerated does not mean they are failures at everything. It depends on their response to their predicament. They may have limitations on their freedom, but I love it when prisoners determine that the prison system can't own their souls. They have found peace with the actions that landed them behind bars. They've asked for forgiveness for their wrongdoings, and some have even apologized to the victims of their crimes. Many of them have committed to improving themselves spiritually, physically, and mentally. Some have even taken youngsters under their wings and said, hey, don't mess up your life like I did. If you get a chance to walk out this door, stay out and don't come back. There is a new day breaking for all of us, and if these incarcerated men and women can find light and hope within the confines of prison walls, how dare those of us who can walk around here freely every day not see the light that shines upon us? So many of us are incarcerated in the prisons of our own minds by not looking for our own light. We can easily get caught behind the bars of a dead-end job, a lifeless marriage, or a hopeless financial situation. We have to get up every single day and make the choice to focus on the positive. If we choose to focus on the negative, we're not walking toward our light. If we look at our background, our social status, and every mishap that ever happened to us as tragic, we're missing out on the light within that situation. Look, here's a real light. If you're still waking up every day, it's because God has a greater plan for you, and it's not yet completed. Every day is an opportunity to see your light as a gift. We all have opportunities that are presented to us on a daily basis. These opportunities show up in the people we meet, invitations we receive, or the information shared with us. Our response to these choices can determine the quality of our lives.
The opportunities lie in your decisions. Let's say we have a young man who decides he's going to join a gang. We can judge him and say that he doesn't have any opportunities. But in reality, he had opportunities all along. If he had taken the time to finish school, had not quit his job, had not tried out drugs, or had gone to church like his grandmother told him to, he could have had access to a whole other set of opportunities. But let's get real about one thing. If you do what you've always done, your life will not get better. You can't fill out a job application when you're gangbanging or selling drugs. And you can't get access to the right opportunities if you get caught and spend the rest of your life behind bars. The key to our opportunities lies in our decisions. In order to get the opportunities you want, you have to make the decision to change. Unfortunately, change is where a lot of people get uncomfortable. All of our actions are intertwined, and they prepare us for the moments to come. We don't know when, where, or how our next big moment is going to show up. I believe this is why God doesn't show us the full picture of our lives. If He did, we'd surely mess it up and quit. If God had shown me that I would be homeless and married twice, I would have said, "Not me. What else do you got?" If God had given me a sneak preview and allowed me to see that I would lose every single comedy competition that I entered before I eventually made it, I would have said, "You've got to be kidding." And Michelle, I'm going to let you go from there because I think I'm running out of voice.
Okay, not a problem. When I was hosting Showtime at the Apollo, I remember introducing Sean Puffy Combs for the first time. He comes walking out on stage with these two fat dudes, who I later learned were Biggie Smalls and Lil C's. And I said, what in the world are these guys going to do? These dudes aren't even singing. I thought they weren't going to make it. But Sean came back the next time after he had signed his deal for Bad Boy Records. And then he had a whole army of people with him decked out in Bad Boy baseball jeans. I look at all the times I've seen people fail and then make it anyway. I look at my own record of how many times I failed, but failure is such a huge part of succeeding. If only we understood the necessity of failure. You can't win until you lose. When you look at a great like Michael Jordan, you have to realize that he didn't win 6 championships by only winning. He had to taste defeat many, many times. I no longer look at failure as failure. I now see it as valuable, learned, gained experience. It gives me a chance to see that learning what not to do is just as valuable as knowing what to do. It's a process. But when you can recognize and embrace the process of failure, you get another step closer to yes.
You know, going to the support group that I do, you know, they've taught us that it's not an event, it's a process.
Oh,
It
yeah.
doesn't happen overnight, you know. And like this says, you know, we also learn what not to do, because that's just as important as learning what to do.
Oh, absolutely. And each time you go through, as they put it, as failures, which I don't even necessarily look at them as failures. I mean, it's stepping stones. It's stepping stones to what's bigger, to what's better, to what's next. And sometimes the next stone might be higher. Sometimes the next stone might be lower, because there's still another part of that whole process that you still have to go through, or that you're still learning, or that those around you are still learning. Because I still say too, I mean, it's not always necessarily for you, but it helps you because it's the ones that are around you. So sometimes it's a bigger lesson, you know, for everybody. But absolutely, I mean, you know, probably the hardest thing in the world was when, or I thought at the time, when, you know, went through different phases of life. You know, my first marriage ended. If people would have told me some of the things that were going to happen that didn't happen, some people had told me what was going to happen, or even after that with my kids from my first marriage and stuff like that, I'd have told you you were nuts. I'd have, been absolutely not. No way. Never in a million years. It's not possible. And it's amazing what life's realities end up giving you. And then you at times think you're at your worst. And I mean, I went through heck and back during that whole process. I mean, I had probably a good 10, 15 years that it just seemed like it was a constant spiral. If you didn't know up from down and everything else, and just when you thought life was at its worst, then a broken neck. So then it was like, holy cow, what more is going to come at me? But it's just, I look at it as a stepping stone. There's a reason behind it. There's different things, and I just hope at this point, because I never gave up on any of it. I didn't give up on the people that gave up on me. So, I think we have a purpose. We do, as he says, we've got a gift. It's a matter of finding our gift and seeing how we can absolutely help and infect others with those gifts. And as far as the, getting up with the positive versus negative attitude, I get up every day with that positive attitude. I do not let that negative in. I will fight it all day long, all night long. If I've got to plug in an audio book from anybody from Joel Osteen to you name it to keep my head above water, that's exactly what I do.
Oh, that's been a struggle for me, but I'm fighting it. I'm fighting it with all that I've got. So, but it does become a habit, and it invades our lives, and so it's going to take some time to get it out of you, but it's up to us. It's up to us to do it, because nobody else is going to get it out of our system but us.
And you are 100%
But if we
right.
stay connected, and surround ourselves with positive people, we can do it.
I find that helps tremendously. If you turn around and you find those people that, are closer in towards the light, the ones that are more towards, shining and lifting and don't play the drama and boo-hoo and jump on your pity train, I find it makes it a whole lot easier to keep surrounding yourself with those people and with that atmosphere. Because as long as you,
absolutely,
because there's still times that I do have, people over the years that still would tend to have more drama, and it's exhausting. It's even exhausting being the person to be there for them. And I guess my hardest part with any of them was ever, you're constantly complaining about this, but you're not changing it. You're not wanting to change it. You're not, and that's probably one of the hardest lessons I learned, was that you finally had to turn around and know when to step away, because you can't be the one to make somebody want to help themselves, and until they're ready, you can forget it. And I'm sorry too, some of them just, I think, live for the drama.
Yeah, they do. They do. Because not everybody would go out and get a book like this to read.
True.
Not everybody will do it. So, and the ones that did, or the ones that would, that's the ones where we can help.
Yes, and those are the
or
ones
have an effect on their life.
Yes, and those are the ones, and as they connect with us and they ride with us on this journey, and we power together and we support each other and we lift each other up, and and take us on to what success life has for us next, which that's the exciting part. I am so happy for these chapters, and I expect that 2014 we're gonna end it with a good bang.
Yes, we are. I'm excited about it.
Yes, I am too. Well, lovely, Donna, this has been a beautiful morning, and we have had an exciting another chapter that we have gotten through. We will pick up tomorrow on chapter 3, where we get to take the lid off of the jar. So I look forward to seeing your bright, shiny face tomorrow morning, and I love you guys.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.